So it's the 6th of January 2022. Did my heavy session yesterday, so today we're doing a bit of maintenance today, a little bit of biceps, triceps, and a little bit of shoulder maintenance, sort of loosen up the joints nice and warm. One of those days where I'll just be training one sort of area rather than yesterday with sort of the bench and the deadlifts with two different probably fuller body workouts than today. So the plan was today 4 sets of 10 to 12 tricep push downs with overhand grip, and then another 4 sets of underhand grip, and then sort of some bicep curls with the cord, and then we did some underhand bicep curls with the bar, and then some singular ones from behind, so just sort of just to stretch the muscle and pull from behind my hip, followed by a little bit of rotator cuff exercises. And yeah, look, it was felt pretty good today after the deadlifts and going a little bit heavier, and the bench press as well. So I woke up feeling really good this morning. This was probably about a 45-minute workout, and I sort of do this one with the aim of not having too much rest in between sets. It's fairly easy. You do your bicep exercises, then you can do your tricep exercises, and while you're doing your tricep exercises, your biceps are resting, and then while you're doing your shoulder exercises, your triceps are resting, and then you go back to biceps. So it's pretty straightforward like that, and I sort of like to do this. Like, it's probably easier for me to film my workouts like this. I can just do it in one machine. I can do it on one cable machine. I've got the dumbbells right behind me there where I can do my shoulder raises, and that's it. I can keep in my corner. I don't have to be one of those people that has to go around and use all the equipment in the gym and try and do a circuit on all the equipment in the gym. I can just have my corner. It's not too busy at the moment anyway. I go in the mornings when it's nice and quiet. A lot of people are already at work when I'm on days off, so I can have my corner here. And look, I think it's a really good session. I like to always do a little bit of mixed shoulder maintenance in sort of most of my sessions. So probably a few days ago when I had the barbell, I would do some presses, and then with the kettlebell I'll do some kettlebell swings for my shoulders. And then today is a bit more rotator cuff, working the outside of my shoulder a little bit more. I don't like to do a dedicated shoulder day, and this comes from a particular reason being I played a lot of cricket when I was younger, and one I got a lot of wear and tear in my shoulders from cricket. Like, I used to go down to the nets. I used to go bowl in the nets every single day after school, and then I play on the weekends, and I go to training once or twice a week. So I would do a lot of bowling, and then also a couple of times in warm-ups and stuff like that, I copped cricket balls. I got cracked in the shoulder a couple of times, my right shoulder a couple of times over the years. And now it just does this thing where if I go to straighten up my shoulder, it pops, and it's like the joint's almost over lubricated now. It's a little bit displaced. So I find that if I do dedicated shoulder days where I work my shoulders for an hour, they just smash. They're super sore for about a week, and I get almost no mobility out of them. Like, I can barely roll my arm over. So I find that if I can split my shoulder workout, throughout 3 different sessions or 4 different sessions a week, I'm still working the areas I want to work, but it's more isolated. So I do my delts one day, rear delts the other day, rotator cuffs and all that the next day. I think it probably helps my shoulder longevity as well. I think sometimes you see people in the gym really smash it, and then look, you see these huge guys, big boulder shoulders and stuff like that. But I tell you, man, I bet they can't even roll their arm over. I bet they smash them so hard they can't roll their arm over. So yeah, that's sort of why I do these exercises. Especially this one here, just sort of opening up my rotator cuff. I'm more resisting it from gravity and keeping it up and keeping my arm bent rather than sort of pushing it too much or pulling it too much. So yeah, really good exercise. And look, today's probably another one of those days where I did a heavy session yesterday. Why normally I'd just say, I'll probably take the day off. Look, the cricket was on today, you know, we had the fourth Ashes test on today, and I watched that most of the day, and I was listening to that. That's why I had my headphones on here. I was listening to the cricket as I was doing this as well. So today would have been one of those days, man, where I'm just like, you know what, I put in the work yesterday, I'll sit down, I'll watch the cricket all day, and I'll enjoy that all day. But no, made the decision. I was like, look, I'll take an hour out of my day, hour and 10 minutes out of my day, 10 minutes to ride my bike to the gym and back, and then hour to work the arms and just get a good pump on, and just do a bit of maintenance, you know, check in with my shoulders after those presses and those lifts, and also, strengthen the tendons and ligaments around my biceps and my triceps as well, and, you know, work my elbow, so there's no deficits in my musculature and my ligaments and all that when I'm doing heavier lifts and stuff like that. It's a lot about injury prevention. It's not necessarily about growing massive arms. For me, it's constructing that well-rounded body, to have that just generally good athleticism. Like I'm not training every day just to get massive in the gym and just to look good for a bodybuilding competition, or, you know, for physique fitness or something like that. I run as well. I'll do track work as well. I'll show you my track workouts sometime. Like I have, grown up always into every single sport, man. I was rugby, soccer, cricket, anything, any sort of sport, man, I'd be in it. Track and field, athletics, I did a little bit of that when I was younger as well, here and there. So look, I was always into sort of just trying to be well-rounded and physically fit and strong enough to do a lot of different things. I'm never someone who is able to settle and specialize on something, because I'm interested in so many different things and I like to do a lot of different sports. So for me, it's just about building that solid body and that solid foundation for really good athleticism and prolonged athleticism as well. You know, I want to be physically fit, well into, my 40s and my 50s. I want to be that guy who can still run around with their kids and stuff like that, and still enjoy and use my body completely. I don't want to be one of those fat, slowly declining 40, 50, 60-year-olds that you see around. I want to be the best version of myself. So I've got to make sure that I'm hitting all the right areas, and even though I'm really into sort of the heavier lifts at the moment, I've been watching a lot of Chinese weightlifting and Russian weightlifting and American weightlifting videos. I've been like, oh yeah, look, split jerks, cleans, deadlifts, bench press PRs and stuff like that really excites me. I think the notion of strength really excites me, because I've never been incredibly strong. I've always been above average in strength, especially for my size. I'm normally a skinny dude. I've been a little bit above what I look in strength, but guys who are 81 kilos lifting 200 kilos and things like that, it really intrigues me. But even though I'm into that, I have to remember that I can't just go do big lifts every single day. It's not going to work for my body. I'll have deficits in other areas for sure. So I need to make sure I spend the time and do these ones. And this sort of session today is not one that would excite me and make me want to wake up to do it. This is one of the ones where I know I have to do it. I'm going to go through the motions. I'm still going to push myself, and I'll reap the rewards from it later down the track doing something else. So yeah, definitely one of those sessions where I'm glad I did it again, and glad I went to the gym. So this for me, it's just trying to show that you don't need a lot of pieces of equipment again to do a good arm workout and to get a good pump. If your gym is busy and you can find one piece of equipment, if you can find a cable machine, easy. If you can find dumbbells, heaps of exercises you can do. Like me, if you can find a cable machine next to some dumbbells, you're sorted. That's all you're going to need. You can stay in your corner for an hour. You don't have to go anywhere else. And I think that's it. A lot of the philosophies I've sort of read about and like listening about lifting are very, very simple ones, key simple ones. You don't have to over exaggerate or overstress your muscle out with heaps of different movements and using heaps of different machines and heaps of different exercises. You can still get a solid workout in with one machine, a couple, you know, I've got a bar, I've got some ropes, and I think I've got one handle and some dumbbells. So I'm only using about 4 different pieces of, you know, equipment to add onto this you know, cable machine. So I really enjoy that simplicity. You know, like what I said before, kettlebells, super simple. Barbells, simple as well. So I'm starting to enjoy, and I'm starting to appreciate the idea of and you know, and look at the benefits from having these simple pieces of equipment and getting, you know, great gains in strength and endurance, muscular endurance or whatever, just from doing these simple exercises. And you know what, it's been 6 days in a row now. I don't normally train for, I think maybe I might have trained for 7 days in a row once, and then I would have taken days off. So in the next couple of days it's going to be really interesting to see how I pull up. Definitely been noticing in my nutrition I'm having a lot more smoothies. Smoothies is where I generally have my protein powder. I've a couple scoops of protein in like a banana smoothie with a few berries, drizzle of honey or something like that. So I've been trying to have like sort of a smoothie every day just to feed myself, even though, you know, I don't have a hankering for it or anything like that, but I'm just sort of making this conscious decision that, look, I need to fuel myself. I need to make sure I'm getting enough calories in and enough protein and enough nutrients in to look after my body in the long term. You know, I don't want to be into this program, you know, 20-30 days and starting to feel really bad. You know, I want to be able to do this program, train every day for this year, and I want to be feeling good every day. I know I won't be feeling 100% every day, but look, I want to be feeling at least sort of 70% outside of the days from, you know, where I'm possibly sick and stuff like that, where it's understandable, you know, you're not feeling good. But yeah, I want to be feeling at least 70%. I don't want to be smashing myself and then going home and eating, you know, rubbish. I don't want to be having, you know, Hungry Jacks or McDonald's or KFC or whatever. I want to be eating cleaner food, which I think is something that comes along with this goal of training every day for the year and having no days off. I think it sort of pushes you to eat those cleaner foods as well. And I'm someone who's always been skinny and had a high metabolism and always done a lot of sport anyway, so I've never had to worry about what I eat. And usually you'll find me, you know, I think more so in my adult life, my parents, my mum especially, made sure I ate very, very healthy, very clean, you know, lots of home cooking meals and things like that. I think more so in my adult life at the moment, especially because I'm a shift worker, I find myself going home and you know, getting takeout on the way home and things like that, things that are easy, you know, when you're tired and you're burnt out and you don't really want to do. You don't want to go home and cook, you just want to eat and go to bed because you're knackered, and you know, your sleep cycle's all over the place, and you're on nights one week, you're on days the next week, you're on late shifts the next week. You know, it's easy to fall into that trap of, oh look, you know, I can have a couple meals here and there, or I can have takeout and I can do a couple of cheat meals, and yeah, so it's easy to get into that rhythm. And you look back at, you know, 3 or 4 months later, and you've been having takeout, you know, 2 nights a week every single week, and maybe you're pushing for 3 nights a week now. So it's one of those things that I think training every day and looking at this philosophy of how to, you know, improve myself and, you know, look to better myself, I think a runoff effect of that will be probably in my diet. I'll be looking for cleaner things, and you know, like there's studies and all that that prove as well, you know, your gut biome is such an amazing thing, and it's such a huge thing that, you know, if you're giving your body junk food every single day, that's what you're going to crave. That's what your gut biome's going to crave, because it's created the bacteria in your stomach and in your digestive system that is there to break down that food and to really feast and enjoy that food. So look, that's something that I'm well aware of. If I start to eat consistently healthier and eat consistently good food, clean food, that I'm going to start craving clean food, so that when I'm tired or when I'm hungry, you know, I'll be like, yeah, I want a steak. I want a steak and some veg, or I want a really nice smoothie, or, you know, maybe I'll have a salad or something like that, or a bit of a piece of fruit. You know, I'm sort of gearing myself towards that, because I know my body will change and adapt with it. And you know, whatever your mind wants to do, you know, your body's going to drag along for a little bit, but once it clicks into gear, man, your body your body will say, okay, this is what we're doing. I'm geared in now. It's taken me 3 weeks to get here. The mind's been here for 3 weeks, but the body hasn't. It's been 3 weeks now, but the body's geared in to go. And it understands that this is what we're going to do. And I am prepared for that, and I will follow my mind. So look, I'm really looking forward to seeing what the effects of this program are. Still getting used to filming in the gym and the GoPro a little bit. I always didn't want to be that that dickhead who films himself working out and in the gym. But you know, this isn't for vanity reasons or anything like that. It's just for accountability. I need to keep myself accountable. And if I know that I'm posting this, and you know, even like one person or one of my friends sees it or something like that, you know, they can keep me accountable as well. If I don't post, they'll come up to me the next day and say, "Oh, why didn't you post? You didn't work out yesterday. What's wrong? You know, you made a promise to yourself," and they'll catch me out in it. So I think that's the big thing here, is you can keep yourself accountable and you can keep discipline to yourself, but having those external factors as well, that can also, you know, keep you accountable. Just make you double down on your task harder, which is what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to make sure I've got no loopholes and no ways out of this. And you know, I'm sure sickness will come and barriers will come to this, but look, in my mind right now, I'm 100% committed, and I know it'll be tough, and I know there will be days where I want to quit, but I just hope that I have the mental fortitude and the mental strength to keep going, and I hope that I have prepared myself properly, and that I'm treating myself properly, and that I'm eating properly, and I'm recovering properly as well. I want to employ all these techniques and, you know, see what I can gain out of this whole year, and you know, see how I can better myself, which will be interesting. I'm interested to see where this goes. Still need to get used to the filming. I think, you know, looking at this now, it's a bit strange watching me in one position for 18 minutes doing this. I think my GoPro ran out of SD card space about halfway through one of my bicep curl sets, and pretty much what I did from there is I did the bicep curl set, and then I did one more set of everything else, and then I finished anyway. So I was only about 10 minutes away from the end. But yeah, I didn't realize how quickly GoPro SD cards fill up from filming a few videos. So I made sure to delete them, so you know, none of this happens to you, and I can capture the full workout. But look, I think that's enough from me today. So cheers, and I'll see you in the next one, eh?